Okay, I'm a bit annoyed. I recorded this entire video just to find out that my audio got corrupted, and I'm a little mad, but I do have to apologize to you guys for not posting in about, I think it's been 5 days. Happy belated Thanksgiving to all of you who do celebrate it. That's just kind of where I've been, busy with family stuff, just enjoying the holidays. A lot of people I know who are out of state in college are back in town, so, you know, just saying what's up to everybody, but that's no excuse because I need to get back into it and talk about the hottest topic in Blue Lock now, that being PXG, the final boss of the Neo Egoist League. Specifically today, I want to take a look at the roster that we know of, at least the confirmed Blue Lockers that we know of, as well as the speculatory characters, because there is a couple that, or at least one of note that we need to talk about. And realistically, I think we've already known since the beginning of the NEL, when everyone picked the teams and the strategies that they wanted to go to, that PXG, at least on paper, mainly due to the fact that they had the heavy hitters of Atoshi, Rin, and Shido Ryushi heading there, everyone kind of collectively assumed that that was the best team in the NEL, period. At least as far as the Blue Lock roster is concerned. At the time, we didn't actually know about Kaiser and the whole BM dilemma, so it was impossible to actually assume Bastard was going to be a better team. And right now, due to the evolutions that we have seen, we can assume that Bastard Munich on paper is a better team than PXG, but as I tend to do on this channel, I want to dissect the information that we've been given already and see if there's been some sort of clues in the narrative that can explain to us just how good this roster truly is. However, before we get into today's video, I do have to take a second and say a thank you to our sponsor, Blue Lock LBL. They sponsored the channel already, they're back, better than ever, and with the BM vs PXG match on the horizon, they got an exciting drop for you.
Trying to find cool but also very well-made anime merch is kind of hard to come by nowadays, and especially with Blue Lock being new, you're not going to find too much merch out there. However, shout out to my boy Dally. I'm gonna pop him up on the screen right now, as well as leaving his links down below in the description. He has gone ahead and made us the cleanest Blue Lock merch around.
The Bastard Munich as well as the PXG kits are currently live. Shorts and jerseys both available in all sizes with multiple characters, as well as the option to go custom.
Not to mention a bunch of t-shirts, hoodies, and even hats that you can choose from. I highly recommend you check it out because the quality is sick. So shout out Dally for being the first one to give it to us, and go show him some love in the link in the description.
Once again, thank you so much to Blue Lock LBL for sponsoring today's video, and with that said, let's get straight into it, ladies and gents. Okay, if we're gonna do this truly correctly, we have to start at the bottom of PXG's roster with the characters that haven't gained Neo Egoist rankings yet, or at least any bids from professional teams, assuming that they haven't even gotten on the pitch yet. Kento, Cho, Yuzu, and Endoji, fodder, at least as far as I'm concerned. I've never really paid attention to these characters. Kento's whatever, Endoji is a pretty cool design, and I actually have a running joke with some of my friends as far as Yuzu's concerned, so we kind of hope he gets in the match, but I really don't care nonetheless. I don't see them really getting in the match being of any use, maybe just to fill out the numbers and showcase that they've had the best progression as far as Blue Lock talent's concerned, getting them ready for the next stage of development, which is what PXG and the French League was kind of said to do in the first place. But I don't really think they're going to do anything of note. Moving on to the newest players added to the NEL valuations, that being Nanase, Tokumitsu, and Zantetsu respectively. I don't think very much of Nanase. I mean, he had some significance as far as Isagi's development's concerned in the third selection, but I was never that big of a fan of him. I always thought he was kind of just whatever, just a filler character to teach some sort of a life lesson and help the main character progress further on in his journey. Obviously, he snagged himself a starting spot, I assume either somewhere in the midfield or at a right wing back spot where he's not going to do anything significant, but maybe be highlighted once or twice throughout the match. However, even though they are in the same echelon of bids, I guess you can say, as Nanase, I don't harbor the same opinions as far as Tokumitsu and Zantetsu are concerned. I actually feel like they're going to do a lot, not just in the upcoming Manshine vs PXG match, but in the Bastard Munich vs PXG match. So let me explain really quick. I talk about it in the video where I broke down what I believe PXG needs to do to defeat Bastard Munich, where I talked about what I think Tokumitsu and Zantetsu can do respectively. Zantetsu and Shigiri are like polar opposites of each other. It's like Flash and Reverse Flash. One has really fast base speed where the other one has really fast acceleration. They both have gold zones but on opposite sides of the field with opposite feet that are dominant. I feel like utilizing a similar formula and tactics that Shigiri does, Zantetsu's going to find some sort of success in PXG's lineup, either at a right wing back spot where he can bring the ball all the way down the pitch and either cross it in or take his own shots, or just at the winger spot where a potentially high-level midfielder, we'll get into that later, could be sending him overhead through balls constantly for him to run down. And then Tokumitsu, I got a little headcanon-y with it, saying that I believe he's going to play a big role on the defensive side of the ball. As we know, Tokumitsu's biggest strengths are his unlimited stamina as well as his brute force power. The dude's fucking huge. And honestly, I don't know why I've always loved Toki's character, so I really hope he has some sort of a significant role. As far as his position is concerned, I expect him to be at the defensive spot, but he can honestly play wherever. I don't care as long as Toki does something of significance. significance. Next up, moving on to the rest of our blue lockers, we have the top 3 as far as valuations are concerned, that being Shido Ryusei, Karasu Tabido, and Itoshi Rin, respectfully. Itoshi Rin, I don't think I need to cover him anymore. I've talked about him in a little too many videos. Same with Shido Ryusei. Someone I need to cover, though, is Karasu, because I am very interested in the role he's going to play, not only in bringing the team together, as that's something that he's said to excel in, leading a team, accelerating the offense and the defense, and being the perfect link between the offense and the defense, allowing everyone to move and play at the best of their ability. I feel like that's always going to be expected for him. You know, leaders are going to be leaders no matter what. The important thing that we need to examine is, 1, his relationship with Hiyori, but 2, how he can actually foil him, because if he can actually stop Hiyori, then it's over. It's truly going to be over. I could see a dominant Karasu display, something that not only rivals but overshadows everything that Hiyori's accomplished and performed for, allowing him to face his first adversity that is concerned only with football. As far as his position is concerned, I assume he's going to be placed in the midfield, CDM potentially, but I believe it's more likely to be placed at either the left center mid or right center mid, with the next subject that we need to talk about, that being Choppy. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, who the fuck's Choppy? What are you talking about, Clamp? Are you speaking at your ass? Is that one robot from the obscure movie from like back in 2012 that I don't know how I just remembered from saying the name? No. Is it an assault rifle? No. Choppy, if you just take a look at the picture I'm about to display on the screen right here, is this character. Seen in one panel and assumed to be a new Gen 11 prospect, mainly just due to the fact that he resembles a real-life counterpart, as you can see right here. Striking resemblance to Xavi Simons. I think we can assume that's where they pulled some influence from, and if that is the case, we do have a potentially huge prospect on our hands. They really don't make those real-life comparisons for no reason, so if they actually did this time, that means that he has to be some sort of a character of note. I've been expecting him to be a center mid for a long time, but if he does resemble Xavi Simons, he is most likely going to be a winger, which makes sense. We haven't seen a new Gen 11 winger yet, and it would be really awesome to see that level of skill at the wing position. We haven't seen it yet, but seeing someone who has insane ball handling with good speed, as well as the ability to pass the ball in and score, it's just going to be great to build the competition a little bit more and show that there's still levels to the entire world of soccer that we're trying to build here. And then finally, the person that I think needs no introduction, we have the God Sprinter, Julian Loki. Now, I have made my Loki glaze pretty clear since day one. I think Loki's going to be insane. Obviously, based on the real-life Kylian Mbappe, Loki is a prodigy, unlike any other that we've ever seen in the history of football, at least as far as Blue Lock's concerned. At 17 years old, he has surpassed new Gen 11 status, becoming a master striker for the French club PXG. I have no doubt in my mind that the national teammate of Noel Noah, the prodigy national teammate of Noel Noah, is going to showcase some skills that we have not seen at all. I mean, excuse me right there. It's going to be something that we've seen before, but way, way above the level of anything else. We're talking about someone nicknamed the God Sprinter. That name holds precedence. You have to understand there's a reason he's being built up as being such a dominant force. So when he makes it into the match, if we don't see a dominant display, it's just going to be a complete letdown. So I think it's assumable that Julian Loki is not only going to play a big part in the match between Bayern Munich and PXG, but completely shake up the entire landscape of the world of Blue Lock as we know it when he showcases just what he's truly capable of. But yeah, I believe that covers everybody. I really like taking a closer look at the individuals on each team just to see what they can each bring to the table, as far as try and speculate based on every single member of the team what we can expect to see in the future. This video wasn't heavy on the speculation. I more so just wanted to talk about every single member that we know of on the roster so far and what we can kind of expect to see from them. But like I said, that's going to do it for today's video. If you went on to enjoy, make sure you leave a like and consider subbing up to the channel with post notifications turned on so you never miss another banger from myself. And as always, that's all I got for you today. Love you guys. Take it easy.